Welcome in, everybody. It is Friday, January 23rd, 2026. It is episode 11 of BODYSLAM Net, new show, Tour of Japan. I am Max Sitterberg, joined as always by Black Hawk here as we are getting ready for a brand new, we're already almost at the end of January. I think time just continues just to move. We feel like Wrestle Kingdom was a while ago, but then I realized it was like 2 weeks ago. And then I was like, has it been a quick month or has it been a long month? I think when you stay up all night, Black Hawk, it really messes with your mind for the rest of the month. But we have a lot to get into today. We got some women's wrestling we're going to break down here today on the show. Let me think what else we got. We got Evil possibly leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling and going to WWE. Black Hawk and I have been texting about this all week. We want to fantasy book what Evil at WWE looks like. So we're going to end the show doing like a fantasy booking. We'll talk about our general opinion first of Evil leaving Japan to go to WWE, but we want to get into like fantasy, like should there be a house of torture in WWE and what that would look like? How would that piss off WWE fans? We're going to talk about that, but we have Saya Kamitani news. We have Rossy news. A lot of stuff to get into. But Black Hawk, how you doing on this Friday evening?
I'm doing all right. Waiting for this impending doom of a snowstorm to come through. So waiting for that to kind of blow over and maybe get back to normal life. But I'm looking forward to a weekend locked in. So
yeah, I think a lot of us out there who, again, I'm on the East Coast in Philadelphia, and we're about to have a big snowstorm for the biggest one in like 10 years here in Philadelphia. So everyone's kind of gearing up for a pretty much a chilled out weekend. Hopefully everyone out there, first of all, is safe who is dealing with all these storms. Hope everyone can have power and everyone just I even got told in my apartment, people who run my apartment said, get your groceries in today or they are like prepping for some major stuff going down. So we got some wrestling. We got Saturday night's main event tomorrow night for those purposes. I was going to do a post show for that, but then I saw the card and I was like, it's like 3 matches and it would just be me doing it. So it would be like a 20-minute post show. I felt like I'll just do a highs and lows or results video for BODYSLAM tomorrow. But next week is the Royal Rumble. I'll be doing a post show of Rami next week for that. But let's get into some news, Black Hawk. Let's start with you talking about the Rossy situation. Break down for people out there, Rossy, who he is, what the situation is, and we'll get into the topic here.
So Rossy Ogawa is the owner and operator of Marigold, Dreamstar Marigold Pro Wrestling, for those who want the full government name. And he has been doing these cards every year, I guess, for some of his wrestlers. He did it while he also formerly ran Stardom until he was fired for talent poaching, which I never quite understood if it was poaching talent for Stardom or to start Marigold, but they did fire him for it.
That was a lot of the Julia controversy as well. In that mix.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversies behind Rossy. All around, probably not the best guy.
Yeah, probably not.
A lot of things have come out about him that doesn't inspire a lot of faith in me for him as a person.
Yeah.
But Stardom posted on their website a little piece, and I'll just read it out for you.
Yep.
It says, "Dear stakeholders and fans, thank you very much for always supporting Stardom, a card product that currently uses portraits of past players affiliated with our company from other companies, henceforth referred to as the product, is manufactured and sold. As a result of the recent investigation conducted by our own company, we have confirmed the following facts regarding this advertising wording of the product and some of the cards included in the product. The advertisement must include the words Stardom Memorial. Portraits of players who belong to our company must be used. Intellectual property such as belts and logos managed by our company must be used. The photographic materials taken for the product are used by our company, and the rights are incorrectly stated with a copyright notation with the other company as the copyright holder. However, as the company manages the rights to the above intellectual property and past player portraits, etc., there is no fact that any permission or involvement has been requested or made within selling this product. In the future, we will consider necessary measures to protect intellectual property rights held or managed by our company. So,
take a deep breath, Blackhawk. That was a statement for you. That was a statement.
So basically, summed up, a company, according to Stardom, was using pictures from their events and past wrestlers who it was noted all work for Marigold. In pictures with their company logos and their belts and their specific gears that they wore exclusively at Stardom. So a lot of I get the throwback nostalgia thing, but there was a lot of copyright infringement going on with that. And Japan takes their copyright laws very, very seriously. I don't know if you have paid attention to any Pokemon controversies, but a lot of fans, a lot of fan-made games that usually get taken down or taken to court in Japan.
Crazy.
Because of the copyright laws and Pokemon. There's a lot that goes behind that. This was really big. Gosh, was it last year? They sued Pal World.
Okay.
Made Pal World for a lot of stuff. And one of them was the use of the throwing a ball mechanic to capture whatever. They copyrighted that after they filed the lawsuit, but in Japan, that still holds.
Okay.
So they take it very, very seriously. And I think that Rossy could be in trouble here. We could be seeing some big legal trouble, but it looks like this was more of a warning.
That's what it
than
felt
anything.
like on the statement.
Yeah. It feels like a warning, but as we know, Rossy has been known to cross boundaries. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this happens again. But I am interested to see if he does do this again, and if he does get taken to court, and if he does get removed from Marigold, what happens to Marigold? Because Stardom, when he got removed, he was like the main lead of Stardom. When he got removed, they had already been in business 10 years at that point. And because they're on their 15th anniversary almost, aren't they? So that would have been 11 or 12 years, because I don't remember the exact date of his firing.
I don't either. I'll look it up.
But Stardom already had, baked in fan support, baked in wrestler support for people who had been there since the beginning. They already had a lot of, basis for they could lose a big name like that and still move forward.
By the way, so
2024. So
year anniversary of him being fired.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Stardom could take, losing Rossy and having somebody else replace him. I don't think Marigold could take that. They have the fan support. They have incredible talent on the roster. But I don't think they might not have that built-in loyalty yet that Stardom had at, right now they're coming up on 15. That would have been, 13 years? 13 years in the business, 13 years of putting on incredible shows. Now, Marigold's put on some really, really good shows, but they don't also have, I feel like, the commercial support that Stardom has.
Yeah.
So it could be a big problem for Marigold going forward if they lose Rossy right now.
Do you think there is a WWE element that needs to be discussed, where they have a relationship with Marigold. Now it's not as deep as WWE has a deal, basically is running AAA, owns AAA, doesn't own Marigold, but it doesn't own TNA. They have good working relationship. Now again, this is different because it's in Japan, which is nowhere near the United States, so it's not like they can just fly people back and forth between shows. And really, the extent that we've seen with that relationship is just Io Sky doing some matches for them. There really hasn't been anything sustainable. There hasn't been Marigold talent on NXT. There hasn't been more than just Io Sky going to Marigold. Is that an element you think that could be important if a Rossy was not involved, or do you think not? You think they need to make it their own people, I guess, in that situation?
I think they would need to make it their own people. You see a lot of Japanese fans hate on the AEW New Japan partnership.
They do.
And so I feel like it would just be a rehash of that. I feel like an excursion every now and then is fine. Like they've been doing them with Noah and NXT.
Yes.
And they've been received well because they're just there for a couple of weeks and they go back. But a full, not quite takeover, but definitely having their fingers in everything with WWE, I think would put I think that would do it worse for Marigold than anything. But Rossy is the one that has made this partnership. So that also could just fall apart to begin with, even though it's not even really that strong of a partnership or really that good of a partnership.
Correct.
Other than the Io Sky banger we get once a year. So
at first, it was the whole Julia situation of her going from Stardom to kind of Marigold at the very end to WWE. Because even I think when I was at the show when she was in the crowd, I think it was Stand Deliver 2024 in Philadelphia. She was sitting with Rossy at the show.
Well, she was at WrestleMania weekend the whole weekend. Yeah,
I'm saying she was with him the whole time. So there's obviously that situation, right? Everyone's like, well, how does the Rossy, I agree with you. I think some people will be like, well, it's the same thing with kind of AAA, but I think that's very different. Mexican wrestling, Japanese wrestling is again, they're both huge elements there, but I think what we talk about all the time is Marigold is a female-only brand, right? And that's different than running a whole company with men, women, and making sure, I think it's very different. I don't think WWE wants to get involved in a company that is nowhere near them on a consistent basis. They did the UK thing, really kind of blew up in their face towards the end of that dynamic. We heard rumors for years about NXT Europe and NXT Japan. That just has never happened. So you could say maybe they want to do an NXT Japan and have a Marigold, use Marigold in that way. I think there's too many. They have too many things going on. They have their own company that they're running. I will, Ethan. I'm gonna check my DMs in a second. Ethan. Ethan wants to hop on. What do you think, Blackhawk?
Yeah, bring him on.
So I'm gonna send you the link, and then you're gonna join us. So let me just do that. But you keep talking about this. What I just said, I guess, about the situation.
Yeah. I think WWE definitely has way too much going on right now. And it's definitely showing in their product. But I think adding Marigold would be really bad. I would be happy. The NXT women right now are doing incredible things. And so I would be happy with NXT excursions. I think the fans would be happy with NXT excursions, but I don't think we should go any further than that with Marigold as a partnership.
Yeah.
But
yes, I agree.
We'll have to see what happens.
I think it's a very fascinating situation. I feel like every month we're gonna have, or not every month, every 2 or 3 months we're gonna have a Rossy controversy until something changes. He is the most controversial business head in Japanese wrestling, I think, at this point. Can we say that?
I agree. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Because Gato gets crap, but that's for booking, not for the business of the company. I see that Ethan's join us. Ethan, actually, the question is, do we have a third box to put him in, Blackhawk? That's the question.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that. Let's see.
While you do that, I'll
Right.
just say before we get Ethan on, we are going to be talking about Evil in just a matter of moments. Fantasy booking Evil in WWE. We're going to be talking about Saya Kamitani, her return to Stardom this past Wednesday in Corrigan Hall.
Yep.
And
We're just going to steal this one real quick.
Yeah.
Add him in there.
There he is. Ethan.
There he is.
He's on.
What's up, buddy?
Look, I finally made it, boys.
Yeah.
How you doing, my man?
Tired. Why are we talking about Evil?
You're a great person to have on. That's when we get a fantasy book, Evil. I think we should you want to just do that now, Blackhawk? I think we're gonna.
Yeah. Well, Ethan's here. Let's all discuss this.
Let's all discuss it.
One time I come on the show and let's talk about Evil.
Yeah, I know. Well, guess what? That's the biggest topic that we have today because there's a huge report from Wrestling Observer this week that Evil is planning on leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the heavy rumor is that he's going to WWE. Very shocking. We had last year, we had Bushi and Naito leave New Japan, and they've kind of been stuck in neutral since then. They've had, we talked about it here on the show, Blackhawk, their Noah stints as well. But I think they both thought they would get more looks in the States. They both did not. And they were kind of stuck in Japan. Evil, fascinating enough, I can't believe it's a slam dunk that it's just like, boom, he's going to leave. WWE is the heavy offer. We know in the past that Tony Khan is not an evil person. He does not like the group, his work, any of that. Has not been a part of the Forbidden Door pay-per-views. So we want to do a fun thing. Actually, before we get into the fantasy booking, Blackhawk, I'll start with you. What was your original thought? Because wrestling Twitter exploded when this report from Wrestling Observer came out. What was your instinct when that report came out?
First instinct was this is bad for New Japan.
Okay.
Because I know Evil does a lot of stuff with training, a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and he's done a good job of putting over new talent and working with especially with Aaron Wolf. The Aaron Wolf match was awesome.
Yep.
And it seems like the fans are actually behind him. The fans really love Evil.
Yes.
So they may not like House of Torture as a whole, but they love Evil.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a huge loss for New Japan and a maybe snag for WWE. I don't even know what he would do with WWE. That's the problem. Is some people I could be like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. David Finlay, that makes sense. Go to WWE. It may, they could carve a character out for him. They got his dad there. They got his brother there. That makes sense.
Sure.
Evil, I don't know what he's gonna do because the House of Torture whole thing is they come in and destroy stuff and then maybe win the match.
Yes.
They already have 3 groups doing that with WWE.
Yes.
So it's just what is he gonna do special that's not already happening?
Being Neil Sky's corner.
Yeah. I know. And again, they've already moved on from him and Aaron Wolf. It's Randy and Aaron Wolf is the next feud. That's the big match in New Beginning. So Ethan, when you saw the news, what was your instinct? What was your gut reaction to the news?
Bye.
No.
No, I mean Blackhawk's not wrong. Okay, I gotta try to be nice here for once. I mean, yeah, the House Torture stuff, it's okay at times. It's not. The Aaron Wolf stuff, it makes sense. It's Aaron Wolf. Which, by the way, I did not know Evil trained him. Did you guys know that?
Yes, I did.
I found that out this week. Yeah,
that blew my mind. Anyway, I don't know. They'll probably if he does go to WWE, which personally, this might be a hot take. I don't think he's going to WWE.
Okay.
Unless he goes to Evolve.
You're not gonna stick him on
That's
Evolve.
not gonna happen. How would that work, Ethan?
Him with the only other person I know on Evolve is Wendy Chu. I think everybody else from Evolve has been called up already.
Singing games, come on, Blackhawk, come on. You know my career rise in 2K games. Start from the bottom, make his way to the top.
They're gonna make Evil like what is he like almost 40? Like grind all the way to the top.
Yeah, his call up is just to get to NXT in a year, in 6 months.
It's a like a thanks for Io Sky's hard work that he gets hired, but Triple H is like, no, he can get hired, but he's working from the bottom. It's like Io Sky is mine.
It's
upsies, no. No, in all seriousness, I could see if he does get a WWE, I think they might put him in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he calls up, they'll probably put him with Nakamura. See, this was the Vince era. He put him with Nakamura, and they'd be like the Orange Towers 2.0.
The amount of people I saw tweet, which is let's name the Japanese people in WWE who he could be in a faction with. Like everyone's first instinct, and that's what. But you're not wrong. That's what the old regime probably would do in that situation. I think NXT makes sense. Blackhawk and I have talked about this on this show actually a lot of times, which is, NXT. We talked about this with David Finlay actually, which was the fact that NXT just lost all of their, really outside of Ricky Saints, all of their main event male talent. Right? They lost Javon, they lost Trick, they lost Oba. They're putting together this ladder match, and it's definitely not a lot of, let's just say, known names in the main event scene in NXT. So they need, and that's something like the CW, they really respect and need the numbers, and they need NXT to be this relevant third brand. They need names other than just WWE main roster people. Like, we're already getting Hobbs, right? Straight to the main roster for WWE. The reports are he's not going to NXT. He's going to the main roster, not NXT. So with that said, like how many, and especially let's just say like hypothetically, right? Jericho also is back. Are you putting all of these people on the main roster? I think it does make sense, actually, Ethan, to your point, which is NXT seems like a good place where he's one of the most experienced guys in New Japan. He's worked top tier matches at the Tokyo Dome. He knows what being in those big situations means. He's also a very good tag team wrestler as well. That's what you kind of want when you have a veteran in NXT working with a lot of inexperienced people, is getting them the work, getting them the reps against experienced guys. I don't know what the ceiling is for Evil in WWE at this point. Is there a ceiling, guys? Is there a potential ceiling for him? Like what,
Well, before that, you two check your DMs for a second. I just sent you some.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
But I'll talk when you look at it. So I don't see Evil, if he does go to WWE, I don't see him world champion. I see him like United States champion or Intercontinental champion.
Yes.
You know what? If he goes to NXT, put him to speed title.
I think realistically, with his ability, if he can get over with the American crowd, I think he could eventually be a world heavyweight champion after like 5 years if he stays that long. But also they've kind of fumbled Nakamura, and so like I don't have a lot of faith in WWE to get this right. And so that's my issue, is like I have faith in Evil that he's going to do a good job. I don't have faith in WWE that they're going to do a good job for him. So
we can add this on, Ethan. I didn't know if we were going to get to talk about that today. That's why I didn't bring it up originally.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, you're good. We'll talk about it now because we're talking about NXT, which is fine.
Yeah.
There was a picture today, Blackhawk, Drill Maloney on his Instagram with the NXT behind him, NXT UK. So clearly that means he's going to NXT, I would think. It's very interesting now where the New Japan people are going to be seen as like if they go over to WWE, they're going to be going to NXT. And it seems like if you were a big AEW person, well, I guess not, because look, Ethan Page and Ricky Saints went to NXT. They didn't go straight to the main roster. Very interesting. Drill Maloney and Evil. Let's just put that out now, right? It looks like they're both gone. We don't know officially. Finlay is still up in the air, correct? He's going to work the New Japan American show though in Jersey next month, I think was
And
announced.
then he's just gonna stay.
Well, maybe.
I hope so. I have him in my
He's going straight to Orlando.
He's moving to Florida. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'll do that show in Jersey. It's on my way over to the States.
Gotta make a side quest. But I hope he stays in New Japan because my predictions, they're on BODYSLAM. I had him winning the world title or the G1.
Oh boy. This past G1, Ethan?
No, that's one coming up this year.
This year.
Oh God, that's too late last year.
No, I know. That's why I was like, it seemed like, I thought Suji was winning the G1 last year, and that didn't work. It should have probably been what they went. Who knows? But Blackhawk, based on that, what are your thoughts on both? Drilla's another big loss because we talk about this a lot here on the show. He was a junior heavyweight for his entire run. And this year, really, he became a full-time heavyweight wrestler. Him and Shingo were really a good tag team. And it felt like, again, if he re-signed, they could go to the moon together. But we've talked about Bullet Club kind of being done with at this point. There's so many reports of, it's really not dead. But it feels like if they lose half these guys, it is pretty much cooked at that point. But Drilla Maloney and Evil, these are substantial guys who were top of the card guys for them for over the last couple of years. Blackhawk.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I knew that the contract time was going to be kind of they get past the Tanahashi retirement and they've got to restructure everything. And the next big push and big jump hurdle, whatever you want to call it, that they had to get over was the contracts. And so I think losing Drilla is going to be huge. Rumors are Clark Connors is gone too.
I know.
He could as well end up in NXT. Drilla, I was sold on Drilla staying.
You were.
But if he's posting stuff like this, hinting at maybe not staying, I think they'll end up just reforming the Bullet Club War Dogs in NXT. Which is what we're looking at. But I do kind of hate that Evil, the best place for Evil to go is NXT right now. Because of how much experience he has. He's coming from one of the world's top promotions as one of their top guys to go into the developmental show for another world's top promotion. It just doesn't sit right with me. It's like Ricky Saints, it was fine because he'd been off TV for a long time. Ethan Page, I don't think had the name recognition.
No.
That Powerhouse Hobbs has. And Powerhouse Hobbs going straight to the main roster makes sense. And I think it's one of those things where these guys are coming from another country, wrestling, they wrestled a lot of their career in another country.
Yeah.
And so they want the U.S. crowds to kind of get used to them, get to know them, get acclimated to them, and then move them off the roster. But I guess, I guess it makes sense. But at the same time, you're putting, somebody who's a couple of people who have been at the top of, a major promotion at the bottom of your roster.
Yes. And look, New Japan, my biggest problem for New Japan is they always put themselves into position to get blindsided by all of this because they have a lot of these guys just wrestling without contracts. And that was the big issue of Jeff Cobb last year. He was definitely a goner, but they still booked him to win the tag titles. They just are so, I don't know how to explain it. It's they can't believe sometimes when these guys are leaving. So they book them in positions where, you really can't leave. We're giving you the freaking tag titles. And then literally the next week, it's all right, so now Callum is just being put in that spot now. They do that a lot where it's they get blindsided in their opinion by someone choosing to leave them. And then it's well, it's not done yet. So then let's just book them to win matches a lot before it's out the door. So maybe they have a second thought. It's weird because Drilla is still scheduled for New Beginning still, which is in a month, if I'm not mistaken, or it's February 11th, so it's under a month. But he's on that show as of now. And again, he's in a tag match against with Shingo against Great O'Khan and Hanare, which again they can do something else in that spot on the show. But do you agree with me, Ethan? Like, it feels like they do just put themselves in positions where they book people knowing they're without contracts, knowing these people are rumored to go elsewhere, and they're like, let's just book these people to win matches, put them to win titles for some reason, and convolute everything.
Well, just look at Jeff Cobb. He literally won the tag titles and was like, "See you later, brothers. I'm going to New York."
Yeah,
like the Fed.
What? Or like Blackhawks? Yeah, the Fed. Honestly, well, Melody stays. Connor goes. Finley might go, but he might stay at the same time. The reason why I say Connor goes, because did you see that Rainbow? Who was the first team out? The Yonker brothers and Connors.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's your tag? We'll get. But I think Connors leaves. I think Melody stays, though. I think he might do better in New Japan. Because think about it, he was at NXT UK for a bit. Nobody, let's be honest, did you guys watch that show?
I watch it every week, and I also forget he was even on the show. So, and as someone who watched it every week, I now realize that he was on the show. So that just shows.
And then he makes a name in New Japan in the junior division, which, by the way, that was so weird to say because he looked like a heavyweight from day one.
Yep.
And then he goes up to heavyweight, and then now he's doing this. By the way, I love the War Dragon's name.
Yeah.
Shingo. I like that.
Yep.
I think they take the tag titles this year.
Well, so then let's say you think he's staying. What's the point of the post? Is this supposed to put pressure on New Japan to be like, hey, there's interest?
Yep.
And you think
he's doing the John Cena Instagram troll post.
Yeah, because there was no caption. There was no message. It was just the picture of the NXT UK. So again, he's still supposed to be booked on shows. So again, there's not reports out there. And again, even with Evil, it's a rumor, not a confirmed report or a confirmed dotted line contract here for Evil leaving the company and going to WWE. But that's just, again, multiple big Sports Illustrated even talk about the rumor. So that's why we're talking about it here. Don't want to make sure we're like breaking news to people that it's like officially happening. Blackhawk, do you think that he would post it just to put pressure on New Japan, or do you think he would only post it if he was signed? It's a very interesting thing.
It is. I think there is like an element of pressure for New Japan because New Japan's the only people outside of the said wrestler who knows when these contracts are up.
Yep.
And so, he could be teasing this, and New Japan could see there's a lot of interest from American fans for him to be on, a WWE show.
Yeah. And
they might have to shill out. Because I do think Drilla, if he stays with New Japan, is in for a huge year with them. And if he goes to WWE, he's going to kind of have to take a step back and, reintroduce himself to the world.
Yeah.
And so New Japan, the fans already love him. The tag team with Shingo is fantastic. Like, I don't see why he would leave unless WWE is just dropping a bag of money in his lap.
Yeah, look, we talked about it here. Like Jordan Grace was on a main roster contract. They've hired a lot of people out of the gates who are on main roster deals, but staying in NXT. I mean, it's a lot of money that these guys. And New Japan, this is not New Japan of 2016, 15, where they can outpay a lot of these other companies. They're not doing it anymore. Really, since AEW, they've been very much not underpaying, but they're not competing in pay with these other companies because look, all the guys are leaving for a reason. There's better pay and there's more eyeballs on AEW or WWE. I think it would suck for me for Drilla to go because he has built such an arc in New Japan. He was, again, as someone who watched NXT UK religiously, a nobody, went from like a nobody to he had an arc from junior heavyweight to heavyweight. And you feel like he has to go back to ground zero, right, with going to WWE because then he has to redevelop. First of all, he's not a known member of the Bullet. I think if you ask casual wrestling fans, he's not one of the first names you talk about with Bullet Club either. That's not a knock on him. That's just what I think I'm talking about from a casual perspective. I thought coming into this, and we talk about this a lot, I always thought Finley was a goner. The moment we heard Bullet Club was kind of wrapping things up, we were kind of like, why would Finley stay? He goes from leader of Bullet Club to just another member of Suji's faction. That doesn't really fit right. It feels like he's going to lose to Callum Newman, and then that will be it. That's how I feel. Because I just don't know where Finley goes. Like, you're going from top leader of the most important faction in the group to just another guy, right? In like, that doesn't seem correct. And he has his father's connection to the company. He wants to wrestle in the States. Clearly, he's been in Japan for a long time. Finley has. So I could see if they do, like, WWE loves to take credit for things that other companies do, especially Bullet Club. Like, let's have AJ just team randomly with Gallows and Anderson. Oh, Finn's back to being a baby. Oh, Gallows and Anderson are doing nothing. Let's just put them with Finn. There could be a point where they're just like, let's just do Finley and Driller as like a tag team. They're known. They can say the Bullet Club, and that'll put some respect, I guess, for Cat. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. I think Finley has the best chance of leaving. Connors, I don't think he's going to WWE though. I think if he leaves, he's an AEW person. That's what I think. I think all in all, this is pretty a bad conversation for New Japan. We're talking about like 4 of their top guys leaving.
Yeah, I think if
I don't know
if Drilla and if why can't I think of his name?
Connors or Finley?
Finley. If Drilla and Finley go, I think Connors goes to WWE if there's a contract for him.
Okay.
Because I have heard from a few sources that WWE has tried to buy the Bullet Club name from New Japan on multiple occasions. And so now that they're not using the Bullet Club name,
Sure,
it might actually be for sale. WWE might actually buy it and now be recruiting former Bullet Club members. And so those pieces make sense in my mind with knowing WWE and how they love to just borrow other people's stuff or really just buy other people's stuff and use it.
yeah.
So I could see if Drilla doesn't go, I don't think Clark goes. But I do think why am I blanking on his name?
Finley, you're talking about.
Finley, yes, I could see him in my mind, and I'm like, why can't I think of your name?
Yeah,
I do think Finley is WWE bound, regardless.
He goes to WWE, and he'll be known as Dave Finley.
Yeah,
probably.
Not David. If Clark Connors goes to be Connor Clark.
yeah.
Oh, come on!
His brother's name is Uriah Connors.
Oh, there you go, David Connors.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, David Connors.
Brother, long found brother of Uriah. Yeah, Chase U. Why not?
Yeah.
I do think again, we are Japanese wrestling. I do find it. New Japan has gone away with the contracts being up at the Tokyo Dome time every year forever. My whole lifetime, these are where the contracts are up. They usually re-sign around the time of Wrestle Kingdom because they finally have momentum and guys feel like, okay, it's a time of optimism to re-sign. That just isn't the case anymore. I think a lot of these guys are using the Tokyo Dome to be like, here's our big match. Now we're finally seeing the public eye, and these other companies are actually watching us on a big stage. They're being more sought after now because they're wrestling on such a stage like the Tokyo Dome, right? Like, I just think that's where, like, I think they've gone away. New Japan the way they do contracts just has to change. They can't be leaving these guys up for sale after their biggest event of the year. It's like WWE, sure, they release people around the time of WrestleMania, but they don't have their biggest guys' contracts up around the time of WrestleMania. Because that would be stupid. Because let's just say, I don't know, like, let's just say this year, I don't know, like Drew McIntyre, his contract is up after WrestleMania. If he's in a world title match at WrestleMania and his contract is up, his price will only go up because he's wrestling in one of the main events, one of the most important matches on WrestleMania. That's what we have here with New Japan. They've always do this. Their top guys and because New Japan has such belief, their guys won't go. Evil is still in one of the probably the third most important match of Wrestle Kingdom this year. Probably was the third most important match on the show.
I say second.
Yeah. And yes, sure. It's just a weird. What do you think about that, Ethan? I guess from your perspective, like, do you think they can get away with this now? Like having these guys' contracts all be up around this time?
I get why it's after Tokyo Dome, But like you said, like why wait until after Tokyo Dome for the contracts to? Like, I'm sorry, but if Maloney walks, they're idiots. I'm gonna say it. But I want a fantasy book. Some Blackhawk. I love the way you were going with the Bullet Club name.
Yeah,
Because
go.
remember, so AJ, what does Cena do for AJ at Crown Jewel? He said he was the leader of Bullet Club.
Mhm.
Partly fact. So if they buy the Bullet Club name, if Philly goes, Maloney goes. I kind of hope not, but if he does, you put them together with AJ and Balor. Move Balor over.
Mhm.
Done. Bullet Club right there. Because you get the first leader, you got the third leader, then you got the last leader.
Yeah, and Finn was too sweeting a lot in the Ireland show. He has not too sweeted like that. I don't think ever in WWE. Like he was doing it a lot. I was like, what the? This is like really.
You
weird.
also have God
Oh,
on the
God.
SmackDown roster. I know I've heard that they probably don't want to be involved with
They don't.
another Bullet Club, but they are also on the roster.
They are.
As the MFTs.
Yes.
But no, that worked. Well, I mean, see, look, proving our points right there. Half of the Bullet Club guys are on the main roster.
Yeah,
It's just
but-
about everybody who's been in the Bullet Club is either working WWE or AEW right now, other than what was the latest iteration of the Bullet Club.
yeah, it kind of be like Gabe and
Yeah.
Taiji Ishimori.
Yep.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like for New Japan purposes, I'm saying like and again, Gabe has the dual thing now with AEW and New Japan, if I'm not mistaken, so he's not going anywhere. But it's very weird. I'm very interesting because they did not say when I was watching New Japan, this week or last week, whenever they had their shows, they were not announcing Ishimori as like a Bullet Club War Dogs guy. They did not say the name of the. They said the the
Unbound Company.
I hate that name.
So do I. I think it's stupid.
It's like when you go to a grocery store and you know how you got Rice Krispies and then you got the off-brand version. That's the off-brand version. Why? My name was better in the Wrestle Kingdom review. Ally War Dogs. It's right there.
Yeah, they could have kept War Dogs. I think we both were like Unbound Company. Like I felt like that was like a work in progress. But it is the name of the team. I do think that we would love to capitalize on someone else's work, is what this is, and that's what your fantasy booking, which is when they originally got Finn and Gallows and Anderson and AJ, they were begging people to be like, "This is the real and the only Bullet Club that matters." They even said that as the OC. They said we're the only club, like.
Or Balor Club.
Yeah, like they have died for this to be their own thing. Like died for this to be their own thing. I think if I were them, AJ, I really hope his last match is not in Saudi Arabia. So let's just say AJ wins next week, and I don't think I think he's winning on Sunday or Saturday, next Saturday. But let's say he does win. I would have Finley and Maloney for the first half of the year in NXT together, not called Bullet Club, just something. I would do like a Raw after Mania thing where you put AJ and Finn and the two of them like a big angle after WrestleMania. Like do like a big angle the Raw after WrestleMania with the most eyeballs, call two people up. It accomplishes a lot of things. You would have AJ in this group for the rest of his career. Finn probably as well. Because I think you need main event guys. So I maybe have like Finley and Drilla fighting for the world title as Stand and Deliver or something. And then I would have them literally lose that match, go to Raw after Mania and start. Like, I would do that, seriously. Like, I think there's no rush to do this right away. Finn is not done a Judgment Day yet. AJ's still a good baby face for now. Give AJ like one Mania his last Mania as a baby face. Wrestle whoever he wants. Go out like that. I think it's fun to do it after. That's what I think. That's my fantasy booking. If they would do a Bullet Club in WWE, which Blackhawk said is a real possibility because they've been trying it for years.
It's WWE. They're petty. They're going to. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
We're talking about call-ups real quick. You mentioned Powerhouse Hobbs. I know this is a Japan podcast, but I want to get this out of the way. So Carmelo Hayes has a United States title open challenge tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be bold, so you might have to clip this clip because if I'm right, I want evidence that this is right. He accepts and wins the title.
I don't think he's on the. Are they back from Europe?
They're in
Yeah.
Canada.
They're Montreal.
Okay, yeah. Okay. It's
I
possible.
forget if I saw a report that he was not there.
He was not in Europe.
That I know.
That. I don't know if he was there tonight. I just assumed they were doing Rumble.
That's what I think.
That's I mean, it is a little soon to be getting
The title.
paperwork to get into Saudi. If he just signed like 3 days ago, unless they had already had it pre-drafted and ready to go. Because it takes like a couple weeks to get a visa. Unless they're also like working with the prince, so that's like prince could just okay it. So that's
I think with him, I think it's gonna be. The reports were he's expected to be there for the Rumble weekend, which is SmackDown and Royal Rumble. So I actually think he could do that open challenge thing at SmackDown and Saudi Arabia. Now, would he get a pop? No. Do I think the Saudi Arabia fans know who he is? Probably not. So I probably would. But that's the thing. They'll be debuting a lot of people at the Saudi shows. Like Oba is going to be in the Rumble. Who knows if he gets like a huge, like I have no idea. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think Trek is very much over. So I think that will work in Saudi Arabia. But there's some guys they're going to put out in the Rumble, like NXT people. Who knows if the crowd's even going to be in, that's why I hate this happening, what it is this year. Other than the fact that Rami and I don't have to be up until late night doing the post show. I like doing a post show at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock instead of 10, 11 o'clock. But
yay.
That's my only victory. But Ethan, I like that thought. This has become like a fantasy booking. It's our first fantasy booking show really here. We never fantasy book Blackhawk.
Yeah.
But Blackhawk, Lily, and I could not stop texting all week about the evil stitch. We were like, what? We were like this. Now, again, it's a rumor, but let's end our podcast because we're at around the 45-minute mark. What does this mean for House of Torture? Do they get rid of the group? Do they have Ren lead the group? Like, what's like the plan B now without him there?
Yeah, I think they definitely keep the group. Because regardless of your stance on it, it makes them money. They're going to have to kind of keep it at least for a little bit until the money starts drying up. Now, Evil, I think, was a big proponent for making that money, but I think they'll run it until they just can't anymore and have some sort of split. Okay. I think Ren probably runs it. I could see Doki running it.
Oh God.
There's a handful of people in House of Torture that I could see just taking over, and then they just run it until it's run into the ground, and it's run its course. But I don't believe House of Torture lasts forever. They're not really necessarily forever, but I don't think they last 3 more years.
I agree with you. They're gonna keep the group. Ren is their youngest star in that group. He's like the only one who sees like star potential beyond this group. I think he should be one leading it. Like give him the ball and see what happens. This is a group that if it dies tomorrow, I'm perfectly cool with it. But they need, especially because United Empire is now the big heel faction in the company now, right? And Unbound is a babyface group, and you can say like the Taichi group is like baby. Like they don't really have enough babyface groups right now, like good babyface groups in New Japan. They're very
Team 150.
Yeah, Team 150. Sorry, yeah, which I don't think is the greatest team name that you have to look up how old everyone is in the group. But they do. And I like those guys, but I wouldn't brag about being 50 years old as a faction name. But that's just how I feel about that. But again,
tell me how you really feel, Max. Come on.
I know. Well, my problem is they can do that, but then the announcers are like, "This guy's 50." I've never heard that in my life. Where can you imagine like Brock Lesnar comes out, this 48-year-old or 47-year-old is kicking Roman Reigns' ass? I'm like, who would say that? But I do think House of Torture is going to continue. But I do think New Japan desperately needs a hot baby face group. They just need some.
They do. It's CMDK.
Yeah, but they're doing trios right now, which is
Can I-
interesting for Zach.
Can I rant about that for a second?
Yeah, go on a little rant.
Why did you put the titles on them at Wrestle Kingdom and lose
Just
them in their
drop
first
it.
defense 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Why?
And they're getting another shot. We're doing this 3 times.
Why? Who did I piss off at the New Japan office?
Well, they love doing that with the titles that, no offense, and it's the truth. That title in particular has never meant much.
You should just give him the Bishamon at Wrestle Kingdom. Like, my God.
That's what Blackhawk said. He wanted Bishamon to win the titles at Wrestle Kingdom. That's what he wanted.
See, we had the same mind. We thought the same fucking thing. My God. But anyway, House Store, I do see them like a year or two. I actually like the Doki idea. So,
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Brand Arena, I could. You know what? They'll make a junior House of Tortures with all the junior. They're gonna put Yo in that. Oh God, I hate myself for that. You know what? Well, you know how United Park got Sane Jane in the group for Young Lion.
Yes.
If they want a Young Lion, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna hate myself. Mirashima.
In House of Torture, he's like the best in ring.
Yeah.
I know. I hate myself. I'll find Yoshida. How about that?
Sure. Because the Young
I always
Lion.
I always thought Morishima would go to TMDK.
Okay, see, I love that one. I love that idea.
I was like, I watched him. I was like, that's a TMDK guy.
I think they would do Sho Mikado and House of Torture, but that's just what I think.
No, not Kano.
Yeah, they could. Just watch.
If that happens, I'm Demon Max. I'm gonna give you the middle finger emoji.
Thank you. Okay. Some of these ideas that we're saying, Gato does not have to run with. You know, we're not telling him like you have to do some of this stuff. I mean,
we all know he will.
I mean, he probably will. He'll throw everything against the board. That's what he loves doing.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the show. He watches every week.
Oh my God, he is secretly Moxley. That's who Moxley is. If you guys are not familiar with our podcast, we have a commenter. He's not here today, but Moxley usually is all about the House of Torture.
Oh, I miss Moxley.
And maybe his secret identity is just Gato. Maybe he's like, I love the house. I mean, he books House of Torture more than anyone. He's like, I'm just gonna come into all these chats as a big
Gato's burner account.
a burner account on Facebook or Twitch, whatever. Isn't Moxley on Twitch usually?
Yeah, he's usually on my Twitch.
Well, a burner Twitch account just as a diehard House of Torture. I mean, that could happen. Good to know. I mean, one of the funniest wrestlers. Maybe it's a bit. Who knows? But it's big news. Sadly, today we don't have like much pro wrestling like shows to actually break down. That New Japan show here in Jersey is heating up, which I am making me want to go. It's like a 45-hour drive from my place. So
that's a whole nother. I gotta get my boarding pass. That's so.
Sure. But yeah, because they just announced Oleg and Ishii for the strong title.
Hell yeah.
And Takeshita and ELP. So I mean, that show's looking pretty good right now. And Knockout Brothers are on the show. Finley's on the show. Shuri is on the show. So I think I gotta get my tickets because this show's probably gonna be selling.
Rather just go. You go on half a TOJ.
Yeah.
That's by the way, that Oleg Ishii match. I'm really excited for that. And by the way, did you guys forget about the strong titles? Because I'll be honest, I did.
Well, I don't think it's that forget is that they stopped doing the shows that involve those championships. I mean, Ishii
retire the belts.
Yeah, Ishii brings it out and then drops it when he's doing an introductions. Like you wouldn't know unless you like just watch him. Like he walks down with them, he drops it ringside, and you won't see him with him holding.
It's so funny when he does. He comes in the ring, he's like, and he just throw. I'm like, okay, Naito. By the way, the Road to Beginning shows that #1 contenders match. I recommend watching that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the tag and the 6-man title match. That one I also recommend.
The 6-man match was really good. I thought it was really good. But
Night
again,
2 you can skip.
I just want Zach out of this picture and have Zach doing. I'm not saying the world title, but there's something meaningful for Zach in 2026 for the love
global
of God.
title.
I just want Suji not to have this title. I hope Suji drops it to Andrade.
Yeah. Oh, okay. CVX had the same thought.
yeah. I think we're all three on the same page. That
well, guess what? How many more times? And I love these two guys. Are we gonna watch Suji and Gabe for like the 100th time this year for another match? Like seriously, it feels like every month Suji and Gabe are wrestling a singles match. Like, let's just move on from Suji.
They have great matches, but it's like, okay, let's move
It's a
on.
lot. It was
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 times in like a span of like 2 or 3 months they've been wrestling. I'm like, we need a break. Like these guys, they were a fun tag team. Let's just keep that going instead of. But I think Andrade, I agree. We're about to hit the hour, so let's wrap things up for today's episode. That was a lot of fun. Ethan, I just want to thank you for joining us. Where can people find you and talk about what you do for BODYSLAM in particular?
So you can find me on Twitter as wrestling_fan_9. I almost forgot my own Twitter name. But I'm not calling it X, by the way, so everybody leave me alone about that. You can find me at BODYSLAM, as I do a lot of Japan and results stuff, ST2-0. Also, check out my top match 2025. That's on there. I did 25, and I know someone comments that they didn't read the full list, so kindly go fuck yourself. But yeah, you can check out my stuff on BODYSLAM. So,
Blackhawk, take it away.
You can find me at Blackhawk Walker on all social platforms, including 2 Instagram accounts. One is at Blackhawk Walker, and one is the Blackhawk Walker.
what a wrestling name, by the way.
Yeah,
Blackhawk Walker.
And for BODYSLAM, I make the shorts, or some of the shorts that we post on social media, with Instagram, Twitter, or not Twitter. We don't post them on Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
There we go. You can find me at Max Dinenberg on Dinenberg Max on Twitter, Max Dinenberg on Instagram for BODYSLAM. Highs and lows basically every single night of the week, including tonight when I watch SmackDown. I do highs and lows for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, and Collision. Plus, I'm not doing a post show for Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm just gonna do a results video for that because it's I think like 3 or 4 matches. I was going to do a post show, then I was like, not for this card. So I don't need to spend. Instead of spending 20 or 30 minutes on a live stream, I'll just do a 60-second, let's break down the results type video. But next week, Rami and I will be doing the live post show for the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. We won't be in Saudi Arabia, thankfully, but we'll be here from StreamYard doing our breakdown as always for the Royal Rumble. So please join us next week. I hope the show.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Almost forgot to plug my new Noah Centric podcast.
Yeah.
Not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, I'll start doing the Emerald Arc is what I'm calling it. It'll be on all of my channels. Be a solo Noah Centric podcast. So you can find that at Blackhawk Walker anywhere you go. I'll have something up about it this weekend.
Talk about what happened with you this week about it, Blackhawk. You sent me the DM about someone who followed you, believe.
Yeah. Ninja Mac gave me a follow, as well as Noah, the global Twitter page, liked the post. So that was pretty big.
I'll top you one, Blackhawk. I got them following me.
Oh no way. They'll follow me soon. I'll be tagging them in a lot of stuff.
There you go. Yeah. That's awesome. Really excited for your podcast. Again, we're usually here from 7 to 8 every single Friday. Blackhawk and I were just like, we were kind of ready to go, and we're like, let's just get it on the way. But this is one of the biggest audiences we've had for this podcast. I just want to say thanks for everyone. We currently have over 600 people watching us, which is crazy for a Japanese pro wrestling podcast. It always means a lot. So thanks everyone for joining us. We will see you more likely next Friday for another episode of Tour of Japan. Again, thanks for Ethan for joining us, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.